Welcome back, everyone, to more Minecraft Modded. Going to show you what I've been doing today, but first, this system that we set up previously, I adjusted it around an auto smelter, and what I did was before I started building the library last time, I came in, I put 4 stacks of cobblestone in it, and I have 2 stacks left. And not even, well, about 1 stack left at this point. But the entire time I took to build the library, and at least double that same amount of time since then working on other stuff, it's still not done. So this is just not high enough volume output. Granted, I'm sure some of it didn't grow because of proximity. I was out of range. But it's just not high enough output to keep a consistent burn going. So it's something I'm going to retool and do something else with later. The first new development though, and I waited on completing everything because I wanted to be able to show what I've changed with it, but I am building a new chicken coop over here. And basically the way I've done this is it's pretty much going to be identical to the other one, but I finally went in and fixed the lighting system where it's actually going to still have access here. I can work with that chest, but it's going to show if there's an item in any of the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th double chest. And the reason I didn't do number 1 is because, well, if I turn the lever off, as soon as an egg goes in, it's going to be lit up anyway, so I'm going to already know. So the way I've done this so it doesn't act goofy when you put the block above, because if I just ran it straight to the light and put the block above it, it would power the next light. I'm using the mechanic of powering the block and that spreading power to the adjacent block by basically having the comparator come off of it there, go into the block and touch that. And then the one behind it, as you can see here, how this one's going is it's actually targeting that block. So that block is pushing power to the light below and not affecting the light above. So if I take that out, that one cuts off, but the others are unaffected. And if I take that out, then the 3rd one, level 3, turns off, and so on with number 2 as well. If I take that out, it's going to turn off number 2. And so that way I'll be able to track how many chicken eggs I have in stockpile if I turn this off. And I did go ahead and let them stockpile over there. I've got 3 double chests full, plus hoppers. So I've got plenty to get this new one started, along with the fact that I've wiped out all the chickens I had, and I gained several levels after I'd already dumped a few levels for enchanting. So 4 blocks in the top chest. I go here, I go boom. And now those are dumping out to the lower chest. Supposed to be dumping out to the lower chest. This is work. Yeah, okay, so that triggered. Why is that not turning off? Oh, it turned off. Just took a moment for it to finally realize it needed to turn off. A little delay there. So now that should feed into block number 2. Faster that time. Just some weird delay on it. So that's into that one, and then this into that one. And that way, yep, there they go. We got them there because this is turned off. I flipped that, and now that empties out into one of the hoppers below. It's working. Very simple, really, in the end. The catch with the mechanic, again, is you don't want to put the comparator straight into the lamp itself. You want to go into an adjacent block. And they're waiting for me to come through the door. Of course. Move back, sir. There we go. I've been closing it off so that the children don't get out. But I have a large number of beds here. I put a lot of beds. I've got like 30 beds up in the attic space of the library. So what I've been doing is I tested it with the bread I had. And just because I need wheat right now for cows, that wasn't a good option. So I went with carrots. But I just basically go in here and start tossing stuff out. And I am using that mod that has the captivation. It's the Miner's Advantage mod. I went into the config for the mod and disabled pickup of bread and carrots for right now so I can do this. But I'm actually thinking about doing some kind of system later where I can go in and set in, because it's supposed to be 12 food now that causes them to, that they spend for producing a child. So that means 24 food between 2 villagers. We got 1 baby out there. And they also have to have a bed for the baby to jump on. Like that, if there's not a bed available, they won't produce. But you see, I've got quite a few villagers here. So I'm going to work on the chicken coop off screen just because we've already been through that. I just need to redo it and move it to a new location. I've got plenty of guys here, and I've also been experimenting because looking at the new village buildings, that tower stands out. It's not a good match for this. So I want to build a new tower. I'm actually going to build one that kind of looks more like the Pillager Tower, but I want to have some functionality to it instead of it just being extra beds, because I still have room for more beds up there above the library. So I want to make it a functional clock tower of sorts, or a bell tower at least. And I would like to have it where it rings, kind of a sequence like that. So I've been experimenting with some stuff like this. I've got to figure out the right one, because while this works, it doesn't stop once you get it going. So I've got to figure a way to switch it on and off like that. But you can see it works. I just want something that, you know, like right now, because it's getting dim, would trigger. So I've got a few ideas to experiment with. Gotta make a daylight sensor, but I'm gonna work on that and try to make something that will ring 2 or 3 bells in a certain number of sequences at the start of the day and the end of the day, just because I think that would add a nice effect to it, and then it'll be the top level of the new tower I build. So with so many villagers now, I need to keep building and using them up, but I don't want to do the shepherd yet. I want to just continue on this side, and I already removed the little trading building and moved everybody out of there. So I'm going to build a fishing hut over here, and the way I'm doing it right now is I think I'm going to have it where it just ties in to the house. Like, here's the door for the house and the pier right here, so you come out here and go fishing, and then, yeah, this is going to get fixed. Take that, change that. So he'll have his house that basically goes up to the water. He's got a nice waterfront view, even though it's just a little pool of water. And then he's going to have a door right here that leads out onto the pier and over there. So he can go there fishing, but not having to go there to, you know, sleep kind of thing. Actually, I'm going to bring that back. So I'm going with a little different look this time. Instead of just having open windows on the front, I'm going to have these closable windows. So instead of people having to come into his house, he can go out here fishing, and then at the end of the day, when he's ready to do some selling, open up the windows, and he's got basically like a walk-up window, since they're not driving. You know, that's going to be his little setup there. I think that's going to be a nice little difference from the others, and then we'll just do glass panes on this for that nice view outside. Hopefully nobody's sneaking around the back of his house to watch him sleep. And he's not fancy. He's getting a plain white bed, and hopefully that's going to be a case where they can't see him too well from there. Obviously from the back they can, but again, they shouldn't be walking around the back to watch him sleep anyway. And this time, instead of doing like a countertop, tabletop type thing with a trapdoor, I'm going to use a pressure plate. I don't like using these in other spots, because you get that clicky sound when you walk up. You also see it kind of drops down a little bit. I don't like using that on the regular counters, but this will work good for his little table for himself. And then I'll just have to do some decorating. I'll put like some fish up here. I've already got the barrel in place, so oh yeah, they're all asleep in here. I'll have to move them out anyway. Eventually I'm gonna have them free roaming wherever they want, but right now I'm using this to help with controlling the spawns, so I can make more, not have the kids wandering all over the place, and I know where my unemployed villagers are. But yeah, eventually I'm just gonna have them all over the place. And that's another thing I'm thinking about for the towers. I might do some kind of spawning setup there where I can have like 4 villagers and have a way to automate the feeding so that they just do their own thing and handle feeding themselves. And where are you going? Hey, your bed's back here, dude. And I finally caught my first fish. I really need to go and put like luck of the sea on this. Oh, you know what? Let's. I wonder. I don't think it's gonna work this way because it's a mob and not a pickup option. But I wonder if I could get a different look by picking them up. Like, hey, how is he swimming in the water? Shouldn't that mess up his wings? Welcome to the Gone Fishing Fresh Seafood Emporium. Let's see if this will work. That worked, but not the way I was wanting it to. All right, can I pick you up? No, not going to work. All right, fine. I'll take it that way. I like how I killed it, and then it kept jumping around after I killed it. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's dead. You know, it's supposed to stay dead. And where's my fisherman? I want to see what he trades. And he is just now getting up. Aren't fishermen supposed to get up at like the crack of dawn and come to work? He did not get up in time. He's being lazy. And he needs string for fishing line. Okay. Well, he's open for business now, except he can't figure out how to get around the doors there. That's the problem. He can't figure out how to do that. Hey, for the first time in a while, I've got a pillager group show up. I have not seen them in quite a few hours of gameplay at this point. So here's a circuit I'm going to test out. It actually just dinged with the sun getting as low as it is when I was doing something. I don't know if that was actually the sensor being placed down or if it actually dinged for no reason. But the idea is it's going to have 2 daylight sensors and basically do a push from either side into this middle block, which will have that. Of course, if I use this, and see there, it's just switched. If I use this, I'm gonna have to do something that's going to change the part above it, basically continue the power upwards, so I can do it for 3 of them. I don't think that's going to be that complicated to do. I just really want to see how well this works. And this is really not so much to get them to go inside or anything. This is just for that aspect that if I'm here and it's nighttime, approaching, dawn approaching, whatever, I hear ding, 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 something like that going. That's the idea behind doing this for a bell tower when I do this. And another part I'm going to do is I was going to do the cartographer there, but I decided I'm going to do him in the new tower. So he's going to have like his cartography table downstairs. That's going to be like kind of his shop. And at the top, he's going to have a place where, of course, can walk up and go outside if he wants to. So yeah, this is coming along. It is not bad, but it's not amazing yet either. I mean, once this is all done, the village is going to look pretty nice. And then I can move on to the next village and start making it look a little bit fancier as well. So yeah, random episode, just a lot of different stuff I've been working on. I've got so many different things I'm just trying to keep up with. And it's just, I'm still just trying to get enough leather for everything. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. So if you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you got any suggestions for the fishing hut, anything like that. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.